Hey guys, it's Kelsey. This is layout 14 for the Dog Mini album. So for this page, we have a black background and a photo of Kevin. So I'm going to go ahead and find my pink and my green patterns. Right away, I really like the marble as well, just because the background is more of a solid black than the other black patterns in this book. I thought it might be nice to pull in the marble since there's a decent amount of contrast. And then I really liked the green diamond print and the pink dash print. So these are the papers I'm working with. I pulled in that black and white geometric paper because I'm realizing I haven't used it on any of the pages left yet. And one of the pages I have left has that as a background. So I do want to make sure I use that black and white geometric on another page at some point. But it ends up not working out on this one because I already know I'm using the marble and I have the black background. But that's why I pulled it out, just so I could think about it. But right away I decided to do the notebook edge punch on the marble. I just really like the contrast with the white and the black. And I haven't done a white notebook edge punch yet, so I thought it was kind of fun and different. And it also would include the marble a little bit more because I've used that on a couple pages, but I liked it to be a little bit more represented. So I'm going to go ahead and get the edge stuck down. And I'm going to try to ink as we go. I'm not sure. I'm kind of thinking I really want this photo to be a 4x6. But there's a lot of dead space towards the top of the photo, even though you can see the beautiful backyard. I do decide to trim it into a 4x4 just because it would be easier for layering reasons. And the photo that is right next to this one in the book is going to be a landscape 4x6. So I thought it'd be nice to do a 4x4 because the last page was a vertical 4x6. So I'm just pretending if I kept this in a 4x6, how I would layer. I think if I had bigger papers, it would be fine, but this green diamond paper, I have to run horizontal like this so that the diamond print itself is vertical as it is in the rest of the book, and it just wasn't working as a 4x6, but I had enough of it to mat a 4x4, so that's when I really decided, okay, picture's going to be 4x4, so I can use this green in the direction I want it oriented in. So I'm going to go ahead and just mat it on the skinny white and black border that I've been doing on almost all the pages, and then I'll use that green diamond print as a larger mat behind that, which I really like because I wanted that green to go ahead and get introduced. I thought since the green and the black were kind of the darker colors, it would be nice to have the green closer to the photo so I could have a pink layer between the green and the black to help break up those two dark colors. So that's kind of the thought process that went behind that. So now that I have my green mat, I'm playing with my other mats. I'm wondering if I want to pull in some more of this green. So I'm just playing with a couple of these scraps to see if anything catches my eye layer-wise. But I end up using this pink next. I really like the way the pink and the green look next to each other. And this is where I kind of decide, okay, I think I'm good with the green. I'm just going to incorporate the marble and the pink into my layers. I'm trying to figure out how I want these layers. This pink isn't big enough to go all the way around, but I thought it'd be nice to do a partial mat, kind of cradling the photo on the bottom 3 edges, and then stack some marble top and bottom to really kind of finish out the matte look. And that's just what I'm working with. So I'm just trying to use the scraps how they are. I've done partial mats throughout this book. So I thought this was a fun way to incorporate it more towards around the bottom of the photo instead of around the side. I'm going to go ahead and ink that before I stick down the marble pieces. But I just love that pop of marble on the top and bottom of the photo. I think it creates a nice visual triangle with the notebook edge punch marble that's along the side. So that's just what's going through my head. I also like how light the pink and the marble layers are around the photo, just because this is a page where the background is a lot darker. So I'm liking how the layers are coming together. And at this point, I really like how it looks. I'm just thinking like I need something else, and I do want that green somewhere. But as I play around with adding green to my layers that I have, I really feel like I like the layers how they are, and I don't have enough of this green to go all the way around, and I don't want to do another partial mat. So I'm thinking now maybe I'll just pull this green and do something, make a little cluster base with these two patterns. So I took a piece of the green and a piece of the pink. I'm just trimming them into fishtail banners. I'm going to layer them in the upper right hand corner so that those two other patterns are going to be with the marble notebook edge punch, and then that whole area will kind of play off of all the layers and papers around the photo, which I like. So I'm just trying to figure out which color I want on top. And I think I end up going for the pink on top just because when I had the green on top, it just looked too heavy up there. So I'll play around with it a little bit, but I end up going with the green being the longer banner, but is behind the pink banner, and I like that. So I'm just going to get these banners stuck down. I'm going to trim them so they can tuck behind the notebook edge punch, and then we'll pretty much move on. This one was a quick one because the layers and everything came together super quick. But I like this play. And I like that. The banners are introduced again because banners are another thing kind of running throughout this book. So it's nice to have a couple of these smaller ones with all the big banners that are running throughout. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. And then I'm throw it back in the book. And then I reprinted a couple pictures that I knew I needed to reprint for this book. And then I also reprinted out that 4x6 that my mom ended up sending me that I really wanted to include. So this one of Sue, I finally printed it where most of her nose is in frame. That was a whole headache and a half. I think I printed that photo like 5 times before they finally figured it out. So now I'm just going to remat it. What I ended up having to do was like make a faux frame towards the top of the page. That way when it went through the printer, it would trim off the mat and not the photo. I don't know why. That's never happened before when I go through and print pictures, but they had a vendetta against this one, I guess. I don't know. But I finally got it as close as possible where her nose is in frame. And so I'm just going to redouble mat it and then get that stuck down. So that'll go back in the book. And then we're done. So I'll see you guys in the next one.